Talk about the Monday night game.
Yeah, finally, I want to talk about the Monday night game. The Titans. I watched maybe most of the first half. The Titans couldn't tackle anybody in the first half, and then all of a sudden they got it together and they started playing great defense. The game was ended up 34-31. The Titans won. The Titans now have a 2-game lead over the Colts. The Texans and Jaguars, you can forget about them. So I think last night's game, to me, as early as it is, pretty much made the Titans the odds-on favorite to win that division.
Yeah, I agree. It's certainly not going to be Houston or Jacksonville. So, and the Colts don't really have it either, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think they do win the division. And, we were texting a little bit earlier about Derrick Henry. The guy is just unbelievable. Like, I think at some point, and you're starting to see it, like you're going to have to start talking about him as like one of the top running backs of all time, especially if he can keep this up. 2,000 yards last season. He'll probably get it again this season, especially with the extra game.
Yep.
He's certainly on pace for it. And I saw that was his 5th straight 100-yard game. I saw a stat where he's, I think, one of only 4 other running backs to have 5 career games of 140 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He's only the second.
Oh, the second. So Emmitt Smith was the other one, right?
Wait, hold on a second. Let me see.
I don't know. Some stat like that.
It says that this was the 5th time in his career that he's had over 140 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Only one other running back in NFL history has done that. I'm assuming they mean that being 5 times.
Right. I think it was Emmitt Smith because I think I saw his name.
It was LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, Tomlinson. Okay. Well, maybe I saw a different stat, but yeah. Anyway,
Here's another good one. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I was going to say it says that no active players have 3 games with at least 125 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Henry has 5.
Yeah.
And Jim Brown currently holds the NFL record with 9 games with those.
Okay.
Stats. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think he's as good as peak Adrian Peterson, as I've said. Maybe I'm a little biased, but
you are.
He's yeah, I am. But he needs to be signed, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. If any GMs are listening right now, sign Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to carry them as long as he can carry him, and Tannehill can hopefully do enough to do his part or whatever. But yeah, I think I don't know if they're a Super Bowl contender, but they can make things happen in the playoffs. I'll say that much.
Well, what amazes me about Derrick Henry, I saw you guys texting back and forth this morning. Last night, I think Joseph has Derrick Henry on his fantasy team for our listeners who didn't know that. But I think you were behind by some points as that game started. But Derrick Henry took a handoff and ran 76 yards for a touchdown. But what amazed me was when he broke through the initial line of scrimmage, there were 2 safeties right on him. And he just blew right past these guys. I mean, his speed and power combination is absolutely amazing. And you couple that with a body that's like 6'3", 260 pounds or whatever he is. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. And the thing about him when it comes to fantasy, the guy never gets hurt. I mean, I don't think he's missed a lot of games. And McCaffrey, Barkley, Dalvin Cook, I mean, they've all had either ACLs or hamstrings or whatever. But this guy is just like, it's like you'd ring the dinner bell. You know what I mean? Whenever you put him on the field, it's like he's amazing.
We talked about this in our maybe it was our fantasy episode that McCaffrey, like, as nice as he is, he's like 5'10", like 195 pounds. Like,
right.
You're starting to see some of this stuff. Like you just talked about Henry, like defensive players, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarter, don't want to hit him.
Right.
Like I don't care who you are. Like you don't look forward to hitting him, and then the fact that he runs so hard and that big and fast, hey, he's just going to break tackles and wear you down, which makes him all that much better.
Right. Yeah. The only thing, this is the last thing I'll say, then I'll let you guys finish up on it. The only thing I say is the Titans cannot get behind by too much. Okay.
Right.
I mean, if they get behind by 3 touchdowns, it's very hard. But then again, I mean, if Derrick Henry breaks a 76-yard run, who cares, right?
If I'm the Titans, I just keep handing to Derrick Henry.
No, I know that. But I mean, at some point, if you keep doing that, they're going to put 8-9 guys in the box. But my point is, it doesn't mean that they're done. It just means they have to keep their game somewhat close. Whereas when you got an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, if you fall behind by a lot, those guys can bring you back.
Another reason is Derrick Henry seems to really come on more later in the game. So you need to be able to have a close later in the game. So
Right.
Yeah, we could have picked him in our fantasy league. We took Kelsey because we thought that we shouldn't take a running back no matter who it is first.
Right. We thought about taking Henry though.
Yeah, it is a point per reception league too. But now after this game, I told you, I said I don't care if you have like the number 1 pick, for example. I think you take Derrick.
I agree.
I don't care
I agree
about the Kelsey because look at Kelsey and people like Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, who I think maybe the two best options outside of Henry for number one pick, they kind of go as obviously they go as the Chiefs' offense goes, right? I mean,
well, yeah, I mean they at the heart of it, they still need to get open and have someone throw them the ball,
yeah,
right?
Right.
In the Chiefs' offense, if they're not on one game and they lose or something, they don't score much, they're not going to do anything.
Right.
The Titans can lose and maybe not score, but Derrick Henry can still have over 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Right.
It's a hand on the goal line.
Right.
And the difference with the one thing with I agree with Josh. I think Adrian Peterson is the best running back I've ever seen play.
Yeah,
I think he's the best of all time. Although I haven't seen a lot of these guys play. But the one difference with Henry is he is bigger, which makes him more durable. That is a thing. But I think you can definitely say that Derrick Henry is already the best running back in Titans history. I mean, and that's saying something considering Earl Campbell. I mean, if you count the Orioles, which I would, and Eddie George,
right?
And Chris Johnson had a couple good years.
Chris Johnson, he had a couple good years. Yeah,
he's way better than Eddie George. I mean, there's no question. Yeah. I mean, that's not even.
No, I know, but I'm saying. And before we go any further, what was your all's decision? I'll give my opinion first. What was your all's decision on the Bills going for it on that fourth down? I liked it because if they kicked that field goal, they'll probably make it. They were close. They were like on the 5, right? They had a 4th and 1, I think. I like it though because I don't think you want to go into overtime with Derrick Henry. Right, unless you get the ball first and can score a touchdown. I think they realize that. You just don't want to give Derrick Henry any more opportunities to be on the field. You know what I mean? If you score that touchdown there, the game's over, and don't want to put the ball in Henry's hands again. That's what I think. So I don't mind it. And I think that in the defensive tackle or maybe had a great play. I think he knew it was coming. He kind of shifted in a little bit right before the snap. Then he shot the gap. But even then, if what's his name, the quarterback doesn't lose his footing, I think he maybe gets there.
Well, I agree with. I don't have a problem with them going for it. I think the play call.
Yeah, I don't like that play.
Yeah,
they hurried up there. It just seemed odd.
Yeah, I mean, you got to when you got to put the ball on the edge. You got to spread it out. If you want to run your quarterback, spread it out. They could have put him in the shotgun, spread it out, and he could have run a quarterback draw and probably had more lanes because the defense has got to spread out. But when you're going to come under center and run a quarterback sneak, just like you said, they're going to shoot gaps, and there's a potential for being stopped there. So I don't have a problem with them going for it, but I think the play call was somewhat questionable.